Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Black excellence, black beauty, and black pride. Black power from all diasporas coincide. Progressive truth and regression eventually collide. May the beauty of the people no longer be set aside. May the black queen's grace continually mesmerize the millions who couldn't see it when looking into her eyes. And the black man's plight no longer be the disguise. Oppression, emasculation, they wanna castricize him. Take him away from the black queen, put him inside prison for slave labor, he institutionalized. Wondering on the outside, is she willing to ride? Is she willing to ride? Is she willing to fight for the love, even despite the fact that he doing time? Love that conquers all will never fade with time. If she don't choose the love that appreciates every life, his flame might get dim and he may eventually.
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com.
We good to go? All right. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. It has been an interesting week. It has been a few interesting days. This weekend has kicked off. It's been good, but it's definitely been interesting. We are not live at our normal location, which is in Windsor Heights. Oh my God, I almost said Clive. But I do like to shout out Lauren Campbell and the studio in Windsor Heights, which is where we normally are filming our show. Mm-hmm. We do want to thank you all again for continuing to push our videos and continuing to give us feedback and continuing to watch. Thank you all for watching. This is exciting. Brittany, Dewana, what's happening?
We miss you. It's been me and Dewana, like we're for the past
a
couple
we were
weeks.
Last week. We were at the Sister Soul Fest.
And then we were at the back to school bash.
That's right.
Yeah, and I only did a little bit of the back to school bash.
Then you took off.
I did. Working, man. Yeah.
Things have been good. I started my first weekend of doctoral classes. I made it through the first class and I'm still alive. So
going back. So that's
I'm going back. I'm going back in a couple weeks. But when I tell you, like, it's probably the most exciting thing I think I'll ever do in my life, because I know this is it. Yeah. Like, once I get this degree, like, educationally, like, you've done it.
It's the pinnacle.
It is. So I'm really excited. Very excited to see that there were 3 other people of color in the cohort with me. So I'm super excited to see that. Shout out to Katrina, Wes, and Dante. So I'm really excited to just be a part of a cohort, be a part of a group. My professors, Dr. Cooper and Dr. Gillespie, like, I don't think y'all know, I could talk education for like hours on end because there's so many ideas I have. So I'm going to stop talking now because I'm super excited.
Happy birthday to Nautica.
Yes, happy birthday, Nautica. My daughter, 22 yesterday, and even though she looks like she's in junior high, but you know, I told her she'll enjoy that. The older she gets, though, she'll enjoy being looking young.
You know, you two are really, really into education. Like, you have a master's, and working on your doctorate.
Specialist.
Specialist.
Just want to make sure. Yes, I have EDS.
Yes. And you have 2 master's degrees.
Mm-hmm. One from Drake.
Man, and this is so dope to see. Like, this is really awesome. I graduated from Drake in 2010. In this very room that we're in is where I served as the senator at large for Drake.
Wow.
In this very room.
Was that your first start of, like, your
politics? Yeah. So you could elect, I believe it was 4 at-large senators that you could elect, and then the president. So it was 5 at-large seats, including the president, and there were about 12 people running. And right after the president, I was number 2.
Wow.
And so
Wow,
I
that's
was
big.
like, I was like, I think we can do this. And it was quite an interesting transition, though, trying to be the student senator and be Rob. And that's when I had to learn how to be Rob.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like lose
And
yourself
not
in
let
that.
the Senate seat be who I am.
Yeah.
But let Rob be who I am, and the Senate seat be just an additional piece. As a matter of fact, I still have my name tag from when I was a student senator. I thought about using it to get into the Drake relay since the dean, I don't want to say his name till he comes on, since he didn't give me any tickets to get in. We'll discuss that when he's sitting here, so he's in the hot seat.
Well,
He's used to me, he's used to me saying out loud. You should hear some of the conversations. If somebody recorded half of the conversations we had, they would be like, what is happening?
Well, not to make you feel bad, but I was actually invited by the president to be at the Shoes Drake Relay. So I'm just saying, just have to put that out there.
The 101,
great.
Rob
Yes.
Zero.
President Martin hooked me up, so I just want to put that out there that I was at the breakfast too. I was under the tent. I felt so good that day. I just thought I'd add that in there. So
The 101, Rob Zero.
Just
Well, I
wanted
got
you to know.
picture with the president, and I worked with him, and I could call Kamala.
I can call. Oh,
I could-
okay. Now you want to start going there. Okay, now you want to do that. Okay, so you can call Kamala
I felt
Harris.
some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
I can't, but I can get to President Martin. So I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna take that. Okay, I can get there.
I felt some type of way, so I had to
Throw that one in
call
there.
out the big dogs, So
Rob,
they wanna-
okay, so now it's Rob
they
one.
wanna
I know.
The
play.
101.
We're 1-1. We're gonna just see how this show ends out.
Just so Marty knows, like, bruh, hello, man. Where was my invite?
Y'all on nickname
I'm
terms?
definitely gonna say something. As soon as I see him, him and John, as soon as I see him, I'm gonna say something. Like, where was my invite? You know what I'm saying? But make sure DeWanna's invited every year though, because we need representation in that.
No, I love those events. It's cool, and I love being here on this campus. It's
Real
just
quick,
amazing.
before we transition to our first guest, bringing up our first guest, I do want to shout out Louis Fountain though for doing what he, making the transition from. I know it's been all over the news, so it would be foolish of us not to cover it as
we'll
well.
be talking about him on our hot topic.
Yeah, so I do want to shout him out. Who is a host of this show, and so definitely want to shout him out as well. So, but man. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with our first guest. So we are live from Drake University right here in the Drake room. Shout out, all of us went to Drake. That is, man, as much money as we going to, I'm
telling you, a wing. I'm waiting for the name.
Right.
I'm waiting for the name to be named after me.
Maybe we need to be able to film here every week.
Yeah,
need to go to the studio.
Something needs to happen.
It's $100,000.
Yeah,
Now it's gonna be more.
Easily, and more. I'm gonna add to the pot now. So.
And don't forget Shekinah. Who's
that's
one of the
right.
originators
Yeah,
of
that's
that
right.
show.
That's right.
We up to 200,000.
Exactly.
Great. So we'll be right back, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back with our first guest. And it's not
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by.
If he wants to come.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. I had to wait for a second because I was like, are we ready? Are we live? We're good? Okay, I didn't see the thumbs up, so welcome back to the Urban Impact Show.
Trey's thumbs up compared to Matt's thumbs up is a little low.
No, it was. So I was looking for like that. Like there we go. Like I'm looking for that. This thumbs up. We're back.
So we're gonna get
yeah, he is.
So we're gonna get
So no, we are back. We are here live on Drake University's campus. We have two new people here joining us. Lovely Eli. We love to see Eli with us here on the show. And we also have Craig Owens, who is the Dean of the Johnny D. Bright College here at Drake University. Welcome to the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome.
Thank you. I was going to say welcome to Drake University, but you're all alumni. So
Yes.
I should say, welcome back to
Yeah.
you. And welcome to the Urban Impact Show.
Yeah, we are excited to be here
We're excited to have
with
you,
you
that's for
all. So tell us a little bit about what you do at Drake, a little bit about the Johnny D. Bright College as well.
So as you said, I'm the Dean of the John D. Bright College. Johnny is an esteemed alumnus of Drake, graduated in 1952, and we are really honored to have his name attached to this college. Johnny, when he came to Drake, made a huge impact as a football player, later on as a professional educator. So he was in your field, Dwana. And we wanted to capture that spirit of courage and resilience, of grit, of really wanting to give back to others and create team and community by establishing a college in his name. Our motto at Bright College is do college differently. We felt like there was a need in the higher education space, not just in central Iowa, but really throughout the nation, for a different way of going about getting a college degree. We offer 2 associate's degrees, but they are different from almost any other program you could imagine because they are interdisciplinary, they're high impact learning. We are cohort based, so we really put a lot of effort into creating a sense of community and belonging among our students. Inside the classroom, we've got a motto. We say we're going to make each other better. So we're really committed to that. It's not like it's a controversy or conflict-free zone, but we have learned, our students have learned, they've taught us how to be thoughtful, respectful, responsible, and reflective learners, even when the stakes are high. And we're just beginning our second year. I was going to say we just finished our first. We're actually starting our second year. And I could not be prouder and more impressed with the way our students are performing in this program. Really high-level performance, tackling big issues, whether those are issues of race relations in the United States or the...
I'm only doing that because of our conversations.
Are you telling me that's a hot button topic?
I'm talking about you and I from, when you and I
right.
had that conversation about race, so...
Yeah, there's nothing that we can put before them that they're not willing to grapple with. And that's, I think, really important in 21st century education, that you come into the classroom and you immediately feel like what you're doing in the classroom, what you're learning and reading, what you're thinking and talking about is meaningful in the world outside the classroom. I think that's true of a lot of the Drake education. I'm sure you all experience that too. So I think of Bright College as a place where we take the best of the Drake education and we crystallize it into a really intense learning experience that focuses not just on the academics, but on the community and the sense of belonging that we know really elevates and advances student learning beyond just academic expertise.
Dean?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brittany, because I'm going like really into it. So go ahead.
I just had a quick question. How many students are in your program? I know it's the second year, but I'll just...
We have, if the numbers in my head are correct, they're pretty close. In the neighborhood of 44 or 45 total students enrolled through the first and second cohorts altogether.
Okay. And then what about last year, like when you guys first started?
When we first started, by week 2, we were sitting at about 25
Oh,
students.
so you pretty much doubled.
Yeah, well,
From last
because
year to this year.
the first group of students has remained on for their second year. It's a 2-year program. And then the next group of students
Oh,
coming
okay.
in essentially doubles our numbers. Yeah.
Dean, let's jump into it.
Okay.
Johnny Bright, was a black student at Drake.
Right.
He suffered some serious injuries due to racism on the field of football.
Right.
He overcame that and still performed at his highest level educationally,
Sure did.
athletically, and he still became, Johnny Bright.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a testament to how and who we look for to coming into this program. I'm loving the outreach to the black men, and I want to focus on that piece because a lot of times our black boys, as we see, are determining how many prisons we're going to build based upon their third grade reading scores, right? And so to have a program like this that is affordable, number one, that gives it the type of, I would call prestige of the name, to have that name behind you and on a resume. I think that's actually really dope. Let's jump into it as far as we're really marketing this thing and trying to serve a certain group, not necessarily just black men, but there are a certain group of individuals who this program will really work for, who will really fit. And I think that's where the gold is, not the goal, but the gold as in the currency of how we look at this program.
I think you're exactly right. When Johnny Bright came to Drake in 1948, higher education in America was certainly not integrated, right? I mean, now Drake was a welcoming environment for Johnny.
Because let's face it, Iowa desegregated schools 100 years before Brown versus the board.
And Drake, I think Drake carries on that legacy, welcomes a guy like Johnny Bright. When that attack on him took place by Oklahoma A&M, the players down there, it wasn't Drake players, right? It was Oklahoma players. Drake left the Missouri Valley Conference in protest. Yes. So there's a long legacy of Drake taking on issues of racism, of social justice head on. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of the legacy that we're carrying through. But it's got to be more than lip service. Mm-hmm. It's got to be more than symbolic. So I'm really...
Now this entire program
right. Yeah, this is a true investment in what we're calling radical belonging.
Where your mouth is, yeah.
Radical belonging, where anyone can walk in this room. Whatever your racial identity, whatever your class identity, whatever your gender or sexual identity, you can walk into this room and find a place that you belong. Now, I'm really pleased that our Board of Trustees adopted this idea of radical belonging when we talked about it with them back in April. Jen Harvey, who is former director of the Cru Scholars Program, our associate provost for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I spoke to them about this notion of radical belonging. And radical belonging is not just a gift.
Correct.
Right? It's an invitation that you have to work to accept. Mm-hmm. So when someone comes into this classroom, wherever they come from, we expect them to put in hard work to make that belonging happen. We can't just give you belonging. We can't just give a group of students, a whole room of students, belonging. But we admit people who have that kind of spirit, who we know when they walk in, they'll do the work.
Yes.
And they'll rise to the occasion, they'll put in the effort, and they will dedicate themselves to these principles of belonging. And it's not just belonging for belonging's sake, it's belonging because that sense of connection and community moves our educational mission forward. Yep. It is integral to the educational mission. And if we can't create an atmosphere like that, then we increasingly, and I mean, when I say we, I mean we at Drake, but we in higher education. If we can't commit ourselves to creating those kinds of environments for our learners, and I'm not promising rainbows and unicorns. I'm promising a place where you come and we have hard conversations and we do the work. If we can't create a place like that, then higher education in the United States is going to become a tiny, tiny, tiny island, and nobody's going to visit it. So we've got to make sure that we remain relevant, that we remain high impact, and when the world is tossing and turning, we've got to be willing to put our hands on the rudder and do the work of setting things right.
I'm going to say this before we go to break really quick. Drake isn't like the spot where you don't have those conversations, because let's face it, you all have had Trump on the campus, Biden on the campus, Kamala on the campus, Sarah Palin on
That's
the
right.
campus.
Yeah.
You've had Nancy Pelosi on the campus, right? Like you've had everybody on, like literally physically on the campus. So it's not like you can run from these hard conversations,
No
right?
way.
Because it's like, hey, Donald Trump was just here
Right.
4 years ago. Biden was just here 2 years ago, right? It's like, hey, let's have these conversations and let's make it happen.
No,
So,
it's absolutely true. I know before we go to break, I do want to just have you tell people if they're interested in being a student here at Johnny D. Bright College, what's the process? Who do they contact? When will the next cohort be taken?
So we admit on an annual cycle. So our next cohort will be coming in the fall of 2023. That will begin their 2-year journey to graduation in May. And in May of that group will be May of 2025. If I can add 2 to 23 and get 25, is that correct? Check my math. And anyone who's anyone who's interested can go to drake.edu/bright. And there's information, there are video testimonials of current students, so you can get a sense of how our current students are faring. And all you have to do is scroll down, and there is a form that you can fill out, or you can send us an email at bright.college@drake.edu. We've got 3 people who man that email account, so you'll get a response, and we will begin having conversations with you even before you apply.
Right.
That's one thing I want to emphasize if I have
Go
just a
ahead.
second to do it. Our application process starts with in-depth conversations with students before they even commit to sending in an application. That means that once they're going through that application process, they have a pretty high degree of certainty that Bright College is a place that'll serve their needs, and we have a high degree of certainty that we're building a class that's community-minded, that's dedicated, that's driven, that's resilient, that brings those Johnny Bright values into the room with them.
Oh, that's great.
I will
Go
say
ahead.
this before we
Yeah.
let the dean go. He's not afraid to answer tough questions
No, he's
or
not.
have hard conversations, because I have had some really tough conversations with the dean about some stuff, and he didn't run away from it. He didn't try to shy away from it. He said, "Okay, Rob, let's have this conversation.
That's the work. You gotta do the
Let's do it." Like, all right, because I was, I wanted to be very intentional about who and how we were reaching folks with this opportunity, and and I will say this, they surrounded themselves with people who aren't yes people.
Right.
They surrounded themselves with people who will ask questions, who will push the envelope, who will challenge them, and who isn't in it because you don't know all of our names, of those who were in this room just a few months ago, looking at the new programs that's coming in and meeting new staff and stuff, right? You don't know everybody's name that was in that room, but there's a group of people in that room that were very focused on how we're going to get this done.
Right.
So, Dean, thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Just
coming
a
on.
real thrill. Thank you.
As y'all can tell, I am parenting at the same time, and so this has been quite an interesting journey.
That's what we do here at the Urban Impact Show. It's all good.
Already.
Yes.
So, hey, we'll be right back with more info, and we're live from Drake University.
the Urban Impact Show. I am your host, Brittany Dudley, and today we have on an actual Bright College student, Floyd. So, Floyd, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing today?
Doing good. We're happy to have you on and talking to you about your experience here at Drake. So, tell us a little bit more on how did, I guess, your journey, like what made you, want to sign up for Drake or want to go to school here?
Really, during the summertime, I really didn't have too much more I wanted to do than go back to school because I tried it all working, and then I started a business. It was in pandemic, so I just figured what would get me in a position for my business to win, which is to go back to school.
What's your business?
Rich Poverty. It's right now, it's up and going. It's Rich Poverty. Remember, I stay humble, but the aspect of it is to be a motivational speaker and try to do things to help people who've been through similar situations as me. But during that time, it was like 2020, so I wanted to go back to school. I went through DMAC already, so I didn't want to just do a community, and I was really being funny, if you want me to be technical. I was just trying to apply for Drake on a whim, just hopefully I get accepted, and then it start going through, and like they start having me do like references and emails and not commentary, but what would it be, like
Interview?
not the interview. I had to write a letter.
Oh, your letter of intent?
Yeah, my letter.
Yeah.
My letter of intent. And then once I start getting to that point, I was just like,
This is real.
Yeah, this is real. I got a counselor by Lisa Flynn. Thank you. And then once I got that, and I start calling, and I'm like, I'm finna bug whoever this is trolling me. I'm finna bug you because you got me thinking like. Then I went to Summer Bridge, and once I got to Summer Bridge, I got in the building, and I'm like, wow, I'm really at Drake. I'm from Des Moines, so walking by here most of my life and never being able to get inside this
It's
building.
like a dream.
It's like a dream, and then I'm in here, and I'm just like, all right.
That's awesome.
It was a dream come true for me to start. It was like, all right, I can do this, but I'm still here. We making it through, and I love my school.
And you know how much, like, your story, your testimony, how good that is for other young men coming up, like probably your friends, your family, like to know, this all, you manifested this actually, you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
you threw
ma'am.
yourself out there, you applied, you went there, you got in. So you know how much of a good story that is?
Honestly, yeah, it's really because of God. Let me first thank you, God. Let me give all praises to God, but it's just really, I wanted to show in my family, like my grandmother, who was like my mom, she always told us pretty much don't fall victim to what's going on out
Yep.
there. And her biggest thing she wanted me to do, she knew I wasn't good at the streets, was to go to school. So like recently, like when I played back what was going wrong in my life, I didn't pay attention to my parents or my mother, I should say. So like when it clicked like, dog, I don't got nothing else to do. It's a pandemic. I'm almost broke. I don't want to be in the streets. What can I do? And then school clicked in. I'm like, all right, I'll try school. So I just went through the process, failed on my FAFSA. But I'm like, DMAC, I probably wouldn't put too much of energy into DMAC to continue to go there if it's not for a CDL. So something to continue to go was like Drake. And like I say, it was just me wishing on a rock. I had that much of faith. Like, if they say no, they say no.
Yeah, right.
And then as it start going, it's like they not saying no. Okay, I'm telling people, which is like the part that gets tricky. Is like, I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to Drake. And then you got people who remember like who you are and be like, that's cute. Stop, go work. And you like, no, I'm for real. Like I might be going to Drake. Then you got people who will be like, man, this boy, son, he tripping again, So then you get discouraged. But as I continue to go get emails, I'm looking at the emails, checking them, calling the numbers, and I'm like, man, ain't nobody gonna go through that much of a hassle to troll me.
Yeah.
And here it goes. I met Dean Owens, actually. That's who solidified. Once I talked to Mr. Owens, it's like who solidified it for me.
So now that you're here, tell us a little bit about what you like about Bright College, because you're here, you've made it through that 1 year mark, you're still here. So what is it that you enjoy about this college?
Really what I enjoy, they give you an opportunity to be yourself, and they educate you on what you know and where you at personally in life, and then they give you the criteria or the curriculum to add to your life daily. Like most of the things that I'm getting through in life with learning is stuff that we're learning, innovation, and not innovation, but improv. Like once I learned how to improv and just work with my fears, and like I'm not used to being in institution full of predominantly white people that are more successful than me and succeeding without feeling some type of like rebelliousness or like I don't belong. But here it's just like they allowed me to be who I am and continue to educate me and really give me a saying of who I am. Like I almost feel like I was free after a lot of the things that I've been through. I started to see freedom was like, damn, I'm really like free. I'm not on no papers. I'm not out here doing, and I'm in school and these people are not like just giving me a cold shoulder. They're actually helping me. They're embracing me. Yeah, that was different. Like being embraced by people that I've so long fought with, like, and don't trust at all, and just seeing a group of different people who accept me is kind of like bittersweet. But I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah.
I know it's real, so I'm for the time being, I should say, God allow it.
How did your family and your friends, once you got in, everything was solidified, how did they react to it?
Really, my mom, for what it mattered for, like for my mom to tell me like I'm proud of you, like we don't take really heed to that, like when we younger, or what that means when someone says they're proud of you, especially when you go through a period of time where you don't get that love or that enjoyment or even the time from that person, like you kind of get shunned. And to hear a person believe in you again just makes you feel like, all right, I can do it. But it's also a battle, like you don't want to let a person down again, so you don't, you know, it makes you think different. Like, what can I really do? What's right? What's wrong? You know, coming from where we come from, like, what's really right? What's really wrong? Without trying to point and say, well, they doing this over here, which is wronger than what I'm doing, and taking accountability. So hearing my mom and then my dad saying that to me, you know, I'm a junior, so hearing my dad, like, in a long time, coming from where he's from and just really putting his pride to the side as a man, as a black father from like the 60s. And like, I love you, I'm proud of you. That really made me feel like, hey, I'm on the right track. Cause you know, I have been painted bad out here. A lot of people who know me personally see me on the news a lot for the wrong things. So, and I hurt those people that I'm talking about. So for them to, they're not fake neither. They don't tell me they proud of me if they not. So to hear them say that, it's just like, that's love, you know what I'm saying? That it makes me believe in myself.
That's awesome.
No, that's great. So what's next for you after Bright College? You'll be graduating soon, right? From Bright College, and then what are your plans after that?
I want to get into the field of journalism. I really want to open up and learn what it is to be an actual writer. Like, I'm an empath and I feel people's pains. So like, I really want to paint not even paint the picture, just whatever God allowed me to do to share my testimony, to give people hope. It's not about me being the first to do anything. It's just about the fact that God gave me strength to do it, to not be scared. Like, I usually give up on things within jobs or anything, like school-wise. My 30 days to 90 days, I've been going with this school thing for a whole year and some change. Don't look forward to stopping. On top of just life itself, like, it's a lot of sacrifices that come with it, like not being able to see my kids as much as I want to, or not having the people that I would really want to share whatever I guess I'm getting with, and having people who don't understand, man, you gonna lose out a lot going to college. You know, you're gonna be called weird, you're gonna be looked at as a loser or a lame, or, you know, and that don't matter. Because at the end of the day, man, you're going to get to a point where, like, I'm going to graduate next year. That's the first time in my life, besides elementary, middle school, I could say I'm finna graduate from something. So,
And this is a big something.
yeah.
One thing that I wanted to.
This is Drake University.
This is that Drake Bright College. Shout out to John D. That's another thing that I like about the school. It's named after an African-American male. One, and he's the greatest Drake football player, if you guys want to be honest. And he was blazing them. That's where we get the face mask from. Johnny. The Johnny rule is what they should call it. When he was attacked and hit in that, it was like October 20th, 1950, I think they said. He was blindsided pretty much. He already was hit unconscious 3 times prior to that. So this was like a signal to him to hush him. He was too bold and too proudful in his movements as a collegiate athlete back then, one of the greatest in the nation. So that's how they figured they'd hush him. And he completed the pass that, I forgot who was talking about it, Rob. He completed the 61-yard touchdown pass while getting his jaw broken to Jimmy. I'm gonna call him Uncle Jimmy, a former alumni. Pilkington or something like
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
But yeah.
One thing I wanted to say to you before we go to break is, you know, this role for you comes with a huge responsibility, especially to our community, to our family. You know, I know you said that you're graduating in a year or so, but what do you feel that you can do to your, you know, your peers in the Black community, your brothers, your family, to kind of show them, like, you changed your life around, you came to Drake, you're getting this degree. What do you feel that you can do to kind of help others, you know, with the same thing?
That's a good question. I've been looking forward to doing that, just from associating and just communicating with different people, seeing if we have kind of the same ideals, because when it comes to trying to change, I don't want religion or anything, politics, to separate my vision from wanting to actually see people do better. Because with all of this, it comes great responsibility, and it'll drive people crazy. Like, if I'm fighting to really want to see people change, it's not about the money. I don't care. A lot of things I do is out of love. I don't care about money or none of that. And if that's what I'm fighting for, and it's someone who can tarnish that in spite of me, or tarnish it just because we got different agendas while I'm being blind, so for me, it's just continue to go to school, graduate. The people that I want to reach is my kids, my nephews, my cousins, their friends, people around here in this communities. And when it is events where I know that it's out of love and out of respect, I always tell people on Facebook, whatever, reach out, I'll come, show up for free. If it's out of love, I help do it. And that's just honest. Like, that's what I feel like I can do, is just give my time and invest my time and do things for my community hands-on, without pointing fingers. Like, we point fingers at different leaders. He's too old, he's too young, and it's not about that, because that's why kids are still going to be divided. It's just about getting out here, chopping it up with them, speaking to them. And I heard you guys are going to start, I don't know if I should say that, but were you starting to go to the youth centers on Sundays?
We've just been on location.
Yeah.
We've just been going
to
to
different
different places
locations.
in the community, which is what we've done on Sundays. Yes.
Things like that is what I want to get involved with.
Well, I just want to say, Floyd has been a great help to me. He's
Thank you.
he's very humble, but I was blessed to have 3 males of color be interns with me for the Urban Experience magazine over the summer. Shout out to Francisco and Kevin as well, who did an amazing job. And Floyd helped me with my social media. I am not social media savvy, so he was just putting things on, you know, between Urban Impact Show's page and the Urban Experience page. He was just putting everything out there. Has been shadowed me, you know, at a meeting, and is just really starting to learn this. That's what I love about Floyd, is his passion to learn and understand and just be a part of and help and support. You know, he's told me, like, I got you, whatever you need, like,
Yes,
you know, I'm gonna help you do whatever. I see the vision, and that's what I really enjoy most about him. And I enjoy his story, turning his life around, but I know that he's going to make such an awesome impact on our community, in this city, even beyond that. So, Floyd, I just want to thank you for taking time
Yes,
to
ma'am.
just share with us a little bit. Honestly, he was nervous. You can't even tell he was nervous now. You did. You're natural at this. So, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck for your career here at Drake and what you'll continue to do. We're going to take a short break, and we will be right back with our next guest here on the Urban Impact Show.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show, where I am holding my best friend's hand, Eli.
Brandy, don't get upset.
Yeah, Brandy, I'm sorry, but it's me today.
But she's not upset about the best friend thing. She's upset that
that's right.
he is, that he's holding your hand.
Yeah, he is
and not
holding.
her hand.
Yeah, he is holding my hand right now. We are back live from Drake University's campus, and we are here today with the Wayne Ford. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome so much. So the reason why I asked Wayne to come to the show is because Wayne and I both share responsibility as being ambassadors for the Johnny D. Bright College. And so since we had talked to the dean, we've talked to a student, I wanted to make sure that we heard your voice too, being a former Drake, you're a Drake alumni.
Yes.
And you have a special connection to all of this. So welcome and share with us, about being an ambassador and kind of your connection to all of this.
Well, I can talk for many years. Mm-hmm. I brought this hat, a couple of days ago when I knew I was going to be with you and you all, because I wanted to represent the D. Mm-hmm. So one of the young men that they came say, "Oh man, that should be an old school hat. This is a newer hat. Your head don't fit it." So I'm a little bit insecure, but I'm all right. Oh, thank you. Well, people, I was walking up the stairs, and people laughed at me, moved out the way. "Oh man, take the hat off." My God, what's the world coming to? But on the real side,
the hat does look good, though.
Well, thank you. This represents Washington, D.C. It represents many things. I'm raised from Washington, D.C., so that was the first D in my life. When I was from D.C. in the 60s, D.C. was the blackest city in the world, chocolate city. So I grew up in an all-black environment. Then I was fortunate to get a scholarship to Drake University. Drake University changed my life. I live in Des Moines. I'm a member of the Johnny Bright D College. Yes, Johnny D Bright. You don't miss nothing. And I'm in the Drake room. So I want to tell people out there that if you do your equation right and believe in God, your success can follow you all the way through your life. I started my journey when I was 17. I am 70 years old as we speak. And D's has been very important in my life, so I'm very happy to be here with you all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Rob, I know you want to get into it, so let's. Okay, you gonna go to Brittany first before we.
Get the mic. Okay, got your mic. Well, how come everybody had personal mic and I got the whole one? I'm saying.
Yeah, we gave the guests something to hold.
I had to get that.
We didn't have to keep micing y'all up.
All right. I got
so that's what we did.
I have arthritis.
To make sure you had your own.
Oh my God, my politics are coming back. We'll talk about that later. All right, what you got for me?
We're happy to have you back. We've had you here. What is like 6 months ago or maybe 5 months ago?
Yeah,
people are still talking about that show.
Yeah.
I go in the street. Hey man, I saw you. My God. All right.
And so you said that you're an ambassador for this college.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? Why did you want to be an ambassador for this?
Great question. Well, the reason why I chose Drake University to play football because of the story that Floyd talked about and you all talked about, Johnny Bright. Mm-hmm. So when I reached, I was a good athlete, but I was about 400 miles away from you. I was at Rochester State Community College in Rochester, Minnesota. So I was lucky enough to get a football scholarship. Drake was one of the best small football teams in the country, and I wasn't too far away. So I was recruited by Mr. Johnson, who was a living legend, who became an NFL coach and, just done great work. But when I recognized that Johnny Bright got his jaw broken the same year I was born, I was born in 1951. Johnny Bright got his jaw broken in 1951. When I recognized that, and then when I recognized that Drake University dropped out of Missouri Valley, then I said, my God, do you know what they were doing to black people back then? And Drake University in 1953 dropped out of the Missouri Valley. Do you know how powerful that is for somebody who grew up in Chocolate City? So I said, where do I sign the line? Where do I sign? And I signed. I had no idea that God, he gave me a vision, but I didn't know I'm going to be buried in Des Moines when I pass on. But I had no idea. 50 years later, I'm still here. 50 years later, I'm still involved with Drake. You can't make this up. When I see the young man Floyd, who was on here before me, that little swag he got, the things he done, look how I talk now. This is Floyd when he's 70, and he don't even know it. And his resume is just going to be just as strong as mine because he got some D in his background. And you see what D done for Wayne Ford.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So Johnny Bright was the 20, yes, indeed, right on. Johnny Bright was the turning point of my life, young lady, and coming here to Drake University and meeting you all and mentoring this young lady and watching this young man grow, it's been a dream come true.
We are live with the The legend.
That's a heavy word. That's a heavy word.
legend.
That's a
The legend.
You don't miss
Yeah.
nothing. You don't miss nothing. Let me hold my stomach out. All right. God, come on,
Dr.
man. You're stretching it now. All right, go ahead.
Wayne Ford.
All right.
No, one thing I love about interviewing Dr. Ford is you get the unadulterated, authentic, original Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and very often when you're interviewing people, you're getting their interviewee,
Yeah,
right?
right,
You're
right.
getting the person they want you to see. They are
professional
Yes,
interviewer.
yes. And what I love about Dr. Ford is he is Dr. Ford, whether he's standing on that stage talking about his college, whether he's standing there, running for office, whether he is out in the community talking at the back to school bash or talking about Deidre, or
Right.
whether he's even talking about the Black and Brown Forum, right? Like, you're going to get Dr. Ford.
Yeah.
And so if anybody is going to embody as a black man, and I've been very heavy this show on black men. If anybody is going to embody black men to represent a black male college name, why not go after Dr. Ford, right? Like, somebody who is authentic in who they are, who isn't afraid to say what they want to say. And one thing, I look up to Dr. Ford because of this. Y'all know me. I like to say what I want to say. I like to do.
Unapologetically.
I like to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And don't nobody own me, right? And that's what I love about Dr. Ford, right? You get that. Hey, look, you gonna get what you gonna get.
Yeah.
And if you invite him, don't try to give him. That's why I didn't do the last interview, because he had scripted questions.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't do that, And so I said, I'm going for the legend, man. Like, because Wayne Ford really does embody education. He was, coming from his background, and young men can look at his okay. Young men can look and see that he struggled.
Yeah.
He struggled, right? And now here he is. This man shouldn't be sitting right here with us right now at 70 years old.
Right.
He should have been gone at 20.
Right.
Should have been gone at 18, at 17,
14, I did my
at,
first
at
robbery.
14, right? And there were some moments that should have took this man out, but
Right.
for whatever reason, God has made it possible for us to be here today. And for a man as astounded and as esteemed as Dr. Ford to be a face and a representation of a university that is going to change other black men's lives, named after a black man, I really don't even have any questions. I just had to get that out.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes we wait on people to die. For them to really know their impact.
Even my grandmother said, she said, give me my roses while I'm alive. My grandmother's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
So I just had a flashback to what she said.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Dr. Ford, tell us some more.
Oh, hey, I can go on and on. But, as I look at the future, your community got some challenges. When you was doing your show, 10 people just got killed in Canada.
Yep, stabbed.
seen
Yep.
that.
Yeah, just saw it, y'all.
Yep.
Now you got to remember now. I'm 70. I'm in the winter of my life. Y'all, look, come on. This is the next generation here. Y'all got to do something about this public safety. I'm gonna say it now.
Yeah.
Because y'all still having babies. Your babies can't grow up in the world like this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
A younger Wayne Ford, and they killing like this. When the gays came to Des Moines, I took my pistol, put it at Urban Dreams, put it in the drawer, and I opened up Urban Dreams in 1985. Anybody can get shot. But my goal was to make sure, if you come in my building, you're going to be safe. My record speaks for itself. Like all the ex-offenders, I hired half of them. So if you're going to be who you are, I'm from that community. Wasn't for the grace of God, me playing football, I'd have been dead a long time ago. So, yeah, I'm going to keep on being me because God want me to be me. But if you young people, I'm going to tell you right now, and you can quote me on this. If y'all want to get your world more better, then y'all should start having babies as we speak. I'm going to say it again. You should stop having babies and grandchildren that you ain't going to see. I'm going to say it again. You ain't going to see your grandbabies. if you don't take care of this public safety thing. And us baby boomers know it.
Yeah.
The greatest generation was World War II. My father was a Buffalo soldier. When people say, Ford, why don't you fear nobody? My father was a Buffalo soldier. He fought in the army. There was only one place you could fight in World War II, and that was Italy if you was black. My father is a Buffalo soldier. You want to know where I got my heart from? Now, getting back to what I'm saying. So I hope you young people graduate and get these degrees. I mean, when I carried my pistol, I had people talk to me. Hey, man, you can't don't do this. You got to start talking to some of these gang bangers. All these people out here doing wrong. You got to do something or stop having babies.
Send them on over here to Johnny Bright College.
He don't miss nothing. He don't miss sitting with Johnny Bright College.
They got a chance. They got a chance, man.
I feel like preaching. All right, go ahead.
You know what I realized, y'all? So let's see. So we had the greatest generation, the silent generation. Then we had baby boomers, right? Then who did we have at the baby boomers? Was it the millennials?
No.
There's one between us. Baby boomers, there's somebody else. Millennials. What I realized though is the millennials are now having Generation Alpha. So Generation Alpha are the 2011 through 2025.
Wow.
So the millennials who were 81 to 95, 81 to 95 are the millennials.
Right.
Yeah, 81 to 95 are the millennials. We're having Generation Alpha. It's crazy because the baby boomers had the millennials, right? You know, and it's just so crazy because Dr. Ford is so right. Like, if we don't get it together, Generation Alpha will inherit what the millennials and Gen Zers and baby boomers should have taken care of, right?
It's crazy that the year, like, it's like, what is that, 30 years, 40, because I'll be 37, 30 something years, and we still have that issue.
It's the same thing that my daddy's 65, and
Yeah.
we're still having these conversations of the same
nothing
thing
happening.
of how we are not, doing anything for our young people, and it's almost as if we're turning our eyes blindly to the things that are happening, and then what we do is we respond. We're a great reactionary community.
They're putting a
So when
Band-Aid
it
on it.
happens, we respond and we say how bad it is, and we go, we got to fix this. Then we go right back to our lives the way that it was until the next things happened, and we continue to respond. And so it really is up to us. It's up to those of us who can hear our voice, that we have to want something better.
Yeah.
I always say this, that they didn't write in the Constitution, I believe it was, "We the people" that phrase, "we the people," was there because we the people forget the type of power we possess. If we the people would come together and say, enough is enough, I'm not dealing with this, it would stop, because we've seen it happen throughout history. So it's not foreign to us. We just don't do it.
DeWanda, there was a great movie called Network. And everybody came up to the window, and he said, I want everybody to say at the same time. Peter O'Toole came to the window, Network, and said, I want everybody to say at the same time, I'm tired of this S and I can't take it no more. It's a classic movie. Everybody did it, and things changed. You all got to do that. And DeWanda, that's why I'm getting back into politics.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gay. They bag me. They drag me back in. I didn't want to do it, DeWanda. I miss it so much.
I just want to say that we know that Wayne Ford is getting back into politics here at the Urban Impact Show and Iowa Urban Media. We do not endorse any candidate comes through, but we will be offering all candidates the opportunity to come speak to us in the month of October. Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Independent, whatever it is that you carry, if you want to come talk to the Urban Impact Show, we want to have you on our show. And so we are super excited that Dr. Wayne Ford has now gotten back into politics. And so before we start to close things out, let us know what the calling was. Because I will tell you one thing about Dr. Wayne Ford as a person that's been mentoring me for quite some time. He doesn't do anything without believing it's the calling that God has has called for him to do. He doesn't jump into things because he's trying to get himself out there. He takes time to think about it, pray about it, and then he says, I'm going after it. And so obviously, this is what God has called you to do, but share with everyone what the next journey could be for you.
Thank you very much, DeWanda. For 6 years, I've been the community consultant for Broad Lawns Medical Center. Broad Lawns is my medical home. When I was at Drake, I would come here, come to Broad Lawns. I've been involved with Broad Lawns. I helped them create some nationally known programs. I'm the co-founder of Teach and Tech program, in which, we help young people become CNAs. I'm the co-founder of the Win for All program. We had a COVID problem. We put people together, and we went and we vaccinated people. So I've been involved with 2 model programs. 2 board members are stepping down from Broad Lawns. And I said to myself, something just gave me to carry on Broad Lawns' mission of being the best community hospital in the world. I wanted to become a board member, step down from being a consultant, and become a board member so I can give while I'm still around the rest of this passion. So we got a record-winning program, we got a new CEO, we got a lot of great things going on, and I'm just happy to be involved.
I'm gonna say this because I know we're at time. I stepped outside to take this one who was doing a lot of moving, and Isaiah follows us. Wayne comes to the door looking for Isaiah because he didn't see. All he saw was a kid leave the room, and nobody went with him. And Wayne said, no.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was sitting at, but wherever he was sitting at, he got up. He said, no. And that tells a lot. That tells you a lot about a person, right? He could have just let him go. He didn't know I was out there, right? He didn't know I was out there. He could have just let him go, right? But he saw a little boy get up and walk out that door. And I can only imagine if I wasn't out there, Wayne would have grabbed Isaiah by the hand and brought him right on back in this room and said, somebody get a hold of Rob. He went out this door, right? That tells you who and what this person is. I know we're at time. So can we skip final thoughts and just offer it to Dr. Ford?
Yep, Dr. Ford, you can give us our final thoughts today.
Well, it's just, when you're 70 years old, y'all, you're thinking backwards because I done everything. I've been very blessed. I'm with you all. I can see the future. I didn't know how Rob mentioned that when I saw the young kid go out, but it was instinct. So what I'm saying to the listeners out there, there's a lot of young kids, black, white, green, and blue. I don't care if they're not even from this planet, since we so worried about going to Mars and we can't take care of nobody here. I'm gonna say it again. Since we worry about going to help people live on Mars who we don't know yet, and we can't take care of everybody here. When you see that little kid go outside, or you see, don't give me the color game, don't give me the religion, don't give me the sexual orientation, but you see somebody small, Mr. and Mrs. Adults, and you see them wandering out there, go get them. And bring them back to their parents. Or go get them and ask them, I'm here for you. That's godly. Your show is godly. I know your religious base. I know about you, and I'm learning more about you. So God is good, and I thank you for these few words. And sometime, Rob, thank you for reminding me of my instinct. When you get 70 years old, you kind of forget at times who you are. Thank you. I'm still the same man who left the hood, who cared. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for coming on.
We thank you. This is our last week of being on the road. I think we'll be back in the studio next week for the Urban Impact Show. Everyone
Stay tuned for the anniversary show at the end of the month.
That's right, anniversary show coming at the end of the month. More great topics of discussion. Louis, you made it this week. We didn't bring you up too much, so I just want to know how blessed you was that we didn't bring your name up today on the Urban Impact Show. But we will see you all next week. Have a blessed week.
Have a good week, everybody.
Power to the people.